Let's test you.
You know how I feel.
Is your mic still on? Yeah, okay.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel.
All right, it's not working. Hold on a second.
You know how I feel.
Hello. We're back, I believe.
All right, good.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's. All right, my friends. I think we are in business here. There we go, and here we go.
All right.
Hopefully you guys are hearing me. Okay, I think everything's good, and I think you are being heard.
That's right? Oh, yeah. That is right.
And I am as well, and I'm sorry about that, having to restart the stream, guys. Something goofy happened, and I apologize for that. Anyway, wow, it's 7:22 already. Thank you for whoever's still here. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure. I kind of put Ann on the spot and sort of asked her to explain breaks and rhythms, or breaks and what she was saying. Basically, your arms are referred to as in HoopPath anyway, and she's going to kind of borrow from that tonight. But like, your arms are named by the direction that the hoop is traveling, and so we imagine that the hoop, as it rolls around you, is the point of contact is like the sun's rotation around you. And so if you can imagine, like, as the hoop rolls onto the front of you, which side of you is it rolling onto first? And that's what we call first tree, or what we call now AM tree, because it's the sun, right? So an AM break is anytime you break the hoop with that arm on that side, right? Well, with that arm. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, this should be on. Yeah,
This is real time.
We're real.
This is us in real time.
If you just asked, I'm sorry about this. We have, for some reason, had an unusual. Last week we had a thunderstorm that knocked all the power out. It didn't come on for a while, and it got a chance to hang out with Ann some, and then came back, and it went out again. So, all right. So let's not waste too much time since we're getting such a late start anyway. Basically, what we're going to do is I've got some songs. I had to restart my computer, so give me just 1 second here. But we're going to basically on classes like this, the music is not quite so important. I don't think anyway. And so we're going to just kind of like have music on in the background, but we are going to start with a sway. Hey, Kelly, and thank you guys for sticking around. I'm sorry, this is the internet. Sometimes things happen. And hit traffic on the way here, and the sound, and then my mic knocked off, which it actually has never done Okay. Most of what we're going to be playing tonight is off of my SoundCloud, and I will make sure the music info is up to date on that. Okay, I'm hoping that we're still live. On nights like this, if y'all can comment and let us know we're still live and that you can totally hear us, that's awesome. So, Ann, your mic is on right now.
Okay, I think
just
it's
so you know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like
Here,
it's not muted.
Okay, sorry.
There we go. Yep. Nope. 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 Huh. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to do a sway, and then we're going to move pretty quickly into breaks. Actually, and I think maybe we'll start with a little bit faster sway than usual. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. There is one way that Americans somehow can still connect. Because we can't connect on ideas anymore. We can't connect on policies anymore. We can't connect on visions anymore. But what we can connect on is what grief feels like. What we can connect on is what it's like to love your child, your pet, the stranger around you. Audible breath in. Maybe we can't connect on what makes us happy, but we can connect with the feeling of happy. I invite you tonight to open your heart to connection. Tonight, that connection is making my heart hurt. Oh, I should bring your... There we go. Okay. Okay, my friends. All right. Your mic is live if you want it to be.
I did want to say, am I live now? Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. I was really feeling what you were saying, Bax, and appreciating that perspective insofar as just feeling, that allowing ourselves to feel is something that can actually lead to resolve and action. And sometimes I think, we're trying to run away from feeling such that, we run away from resolve and action. And so always the hoop and dance is an opportunity to drop into feeling. But I do think that the heart center and breaking can bring you even more into that feeling space. And it's a great way also of expressing anger, rage, grief, because we can get really like, with the breaks. And that's what these techniques were opening space for us to move into as dancers. And so thank you for bringing those thoughts in me. I was just really feeling that.
Of course. Yeah, and you have the mic as much as me tonight, so just as much as you would like to say share or whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and thank you guys for your comments. It also helps us know that we're still live because our internet is so crappy here. Okay, so hopefully I'm not sounding, it feels like I sound echoey. Hopefully I'm not sounding echoey to you. Okay, and Shelley relates.
Yes.
Okay.
Amen, girl.
So I thought what we would do tonight is we're going to kind of jump, especially now that especially now that we're running a little bit behind because of the technical delay. I want to kind of jump straight into it. And so I thought this is kind of part 2. So these breaks, I'm not going to sort of set up at the most basic level. They're just going to be breaks. And so the first break that we're going to start with tonight is a basic. Okay, sweet.
Great.
Thank you, Rachel. The first break that we're going to start off with is called a samurai break. And we're going to start, I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing them. And one will be off the body and one will be on the body. If I lose my train of thought, that's where I'm going.
I got you.
So, let's do a samurai break at the waist. So if I'm doing a samurai break, and I'll show the bird's eye camera too, because y'all seemed to like that last week. So, Ann, if you could do second tree or PM samurai breaks, she'll start demoing that for you. There we go. And then just to remind you guys that this is a PM break is the hand that the hoop is coming towards. So as it comes across the body, I'm going to be getting it. If it's going to the left, I'm getting it with my left hand. If it's going to the right, I'm going with my right hand. Left for me. Actually, I'll show you. This is my left hand, right hand. And then you can develop a little bit of flair with these by how quickly you push the hoop back into you. So if I stop it, what I recommend, especially if you're a total beginner, this is the Thursday night class, you want to get the inside wall flat to you as soon as possible. And these are samurai breaks because I'm breaking the hoop. Now what Ann just did is kind of where we're going, was she made the samurai break, but then she did a little elevator action and brought the hoop up to a different place. And this is really where most of us will be going for this next exercise with samurai, is that it gives you, what samurai breaks can look like, is they give you a chance to stop the hoop, but instead of just stopping it like you could if you weren't gripping it, once you do have grip, then you can kind of change where the hoop comes back to, right? So if I'm stopping the hoop here, I can there's loads of different things that I can do. Once I have the hoop stopped, I can bring it up to my shoulders. I can bring it back down to my waist. Even if I keep it on my waist, when I have it in samurai, if I pull it away from the body, I can turn my hands kind of faucets. Like if I'm turning faucets, I can turn my hand to sort of whip the hoop back onto me.
Can I say one thing too?
You
Because
can
I
say
was
anything, yeah.
realizing what's also cool about doing these samurai breaks at the waist is that it really brings you into that AM moment when the sun of the point of contact is coming up on the horizon. So it's basically, so it's when, you know, the point is passing across the back body and is coming back onto the front body right there. That's a place where you can, you know, when it's on the waist, you can come from above, thumb down, and you can initiate your samurai break there. And that means that you've got a lot of space to raise it, you know, or to lower it. Because one of the things I remember seeing Vivian Spiral, our dear sister, hoop sister, flow mother, taking that samurai break down, and it looks so like one up and down.
All right,
but oh, sorry.
No, you don't need to apologize.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a song because I want to show them what we're sort of talking about. So this is like a great sort of like gooey type of way to break the hoop is with samurais. So let's say I'm going to start off on the shoulders. I have hooped a little bit today already, so I'm not super cold, but I'm up here on the shoulders, and this is me pushing a samurai break into the hoop. If I can't shoulder hoop and I'm on the waist, I can make a samurai contact, and then I can come up into a lift out of that. And if you want to sort of help yourself out, and by that I mean give yourself all the like cheat codes you can, when you go to put the hoop back on, whatever current you're going to send it back in, twist the hoop that way. Like if it's a faucet, like if the hoop's going to go to my left, I'm going to turn my hand to the left, like turn it in a counterclockwise rotation as I put it back on, okay? And that just gives you a little bit more zip, helps the hoop stay flat there.
This is an old favorite. Love that one. Woo!
Since this is mostly a tech class, one of the things that samurai can really do, in addition to like this turning of your wrist to make the hoop sort of snap back on, and then the changing of levels, is you can also just use samurai to take the hoop off the core and keep it off the core, which is what Anne's doing right now. So what Anne's doing right now in old school terms used to be called one-point technique. So she's bringing the hoop down, but it's not making contact with her during the break. Sure, yeah, you can use either one, Rita. Rita just asked, when hooping, waist hooping to the left, use left hand to lift it up. That's easiest. That's called the PM hand or the second tree hand. But what Anne's doing right now is, go back to that if you still have those strength. Yeah, there we go. Well, not those, not yet.
Oh, these, one point.
So this is 1 point stuff that Anne's doing right now. And what that means is that the only point of contact is always her hand. And so like the hoop is like this giant game of operation that's coming up. We'll play with that idea for a second.
Woo! Yeah, Rita, you can use either hand. But the that PM hand, that point is coming towards. You're going to have more space. You're using that hand when you grab it across the body at AM, where the sun rises, where the point crosses from back to front. You take that second tree or PM hand, and you cross the body with it to pick up the point, and then you bring it to rest, on its same side. So you're going from across back to the home side with that second tree hand. So you're wherever the hoop is flowing towards. This one, hoop's going this way. This is going to be my PM hand, my second tree hand. That's the one that's easier to break with. Now hoop's going the opposite direction. Now it's the opposite hand. And then when we get on the shoulders, we're again or we can do it now. We can start exploring that space, but that's part of what we use, that space exploration, to kind of figure out AM from PM, figure out which side of the body the point is flowing towards. And then once you start catching it, then sweet. Here, I'm going to turn this off. We're going to just dance and samurai break.
Okay. All right. Anne's having fun. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, there's one thing that there's one part that I thought maybe what we would do is I'm gonna do one more exercise of me of this twisty com thing, and then I want to send it over to you.
Sounds great.
So I think there's a lot of value, and I don't want to skip over it in my own teaching, on this idea of what you do with your hands in these advanced breaks, because you're kind of giving yourself, especially in samurai, that's the beauty of samurai, is that you're giving yourself the benefit of just one more way to torque the hoop, to torque it back, to not twerk it, to move it back onto you, right? And so if I'm doing this very simple samurai, it's simple, not easy necessarily, but this very simple samurai break here, where I'm down here, I'm twisted, I come up pinky to pinky, and then I let that hand come across my day side and stop at sunset, okay? So this is a PM break, and then it's gonna twist back, but as it twists back, I'm gonna turn my knuckles, I'm gonna turn the palm side of my knuckles towards the camera or towards the front of me to spin the hoop back. And this spin sometimes can be the difference in never really feeling this move to suddenly feeling like the hoop is just flying off of you. Boom. So instead of just coming down, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm trying to compound all the different levels of twists that I can. And because tonight's on breaks, we're talking about the twist at the hand level. So here, and what I'm going to do is I'm sending the hoop back to my right, so I'm going to twist my hand towards that direction, right? So my knuckles are going to fly out, boom. I know there's a lot of talking tonight, but then, so the reason that I want to show this to you is that this can really, doing that as a drill can really help you in your flow core hooping, because I'm here, right? And anytime I take the hoop off my body, I know that whatever twist I put back on it is going to help it make its rotation around. So it just makes your lifts that much cleaner, your drop-ins cleaner. And it's super hoop nerdy, right? Like, but it's the reality. And then I guess it's worth mentioning that one thing Ann's doing, and then let's play some music, and then we'll give them 4 minutes of me not talking. But you can do a sticky samurai break, 1 point, sticky samurai break, and that drill, doing those over and over, will actually help you learn this twist thing. So this is what it looks like. I'm not saying it's necessarily easy if you're a total beginner, but I'm here, and then we'll twist the hoop up and come here. So this is the same as that super simple samurai break we were doing before, but now I'm doing what's called a sticky samurai. Well, sticky samurai break, which is me. And the quicker I keep my release, the quicker I make my spin, the more weightless the hoop feels every time I go back across.
Oh, also what I love about these kind of, how you can move from switching hands to just doing the one hand is that then you can get this kind of experience of breaking with the AM hand or the first tree hand, instead of, it's like, getting used to stopping the hoop across the body without having to deal with the current yet.
Let's give them some music. Okay, guys, we're going to give you about 2 or 3 minutes of no talking, and then we're going to come back, and Ant's going to take over with the next break.
It was night, you and I camping in the hoop. No one could see us there but the silver moon. It was so good, it felt like home when you were in my arms. Wish I could stop it, wish I could stop it, wish I could stop the time. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you in a promise, promise. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you in a promise.
These breaks are so old school,
You
but they're
make
so
me
fun.
shine.
They're still so fun.
You make me shine. You make me shine like the brightest star in the night. You make me shine like the brightest star in the night. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you and I promise, promise. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you and I promise, promise. You told me, go on and sing the song for me. When I did,
Okay,
you
guys,
said,
we're-
"Babe, you're the one for real." It was so good, it felt like home when you were in my arms. Wish I could stop it, wish I could stop it, wish I could stop the time. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you and I promise, promise. Darling, darling, I won't stop falling for you, promise, promise. Always, always, I'll be there for you and I promise. You make me shine. You make me shine.
What?
You make me shine.
Is my microphone going?
Brightest star in the
Oh, okay. Well, what I wanted to say was that these breaks can also turn into a stall. You know, you can turn these into sustained stalls or sustained spinning, as we used to call it, and you can do the double samurai here and make this happen. And this is great steps for building up your endurance as far as dizziness goes, and also building up to being able to use the momentum like so. So this, you know, the single point samurai break then gives you an opportunity to explore that. Oh my God, the hoop. Oh my God. Oh no, Jackie. Ah. Cool. Okay, I'm thinking let's do some more pinch variations at the shoulders, or, you know, we'll go through it quickly on the waist, but then just move into, we'll do like a combo exercise. And then I've got a break, like a special funky, weird break at the end. So thinking about moving into the pinch break, you know, we can start at the waist by sweeping into that outer space. So the space that corresponds with where the point is on the body. I know, poor Jackie, I'm so sorry. I hope you're not in terrible pain. Yeah, she got attacked.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that comment. Jackie, our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Sorry, good luck.
So, you know, exploring that space, and it's easier to start with the leading / secondary / PM hand that the point is coming towards, and noticing again the steps always even. The more even the steps and the more kind of circular your own turn, the more space you're going to have. And you can also try that opposite hand following, or first tree, or AM, where the point is coming from, back to front, where the little point sun is rising. And this is great because, you know, that can turn into a pinch, which is going to be a pinch at the waist is going to be a little bit different. You know, a pinch just being a break just with the arm extended straight rather than using the palm. Noticing you're still going to twist with this pinch break at the waist, and I'm just using my leading or PM arm now. But I can also pinch break with the opposite hand, AM, first tree, or following. So noticing that there's a difference between, you know, at the shoulders, the pinch is really close to the body. However, at the waist with the arm extended, there's going to be space between, here we go, between the break point and the core. So the pinch at the waist, even though we're still going to twist, is going to be a little bit different. So people who are practicing at the waist, just bear in mind that as we move up to when we move up to the shoulders, we're going to be like, the pinch point is going to be just opposite the core contact point. But sweeping in, yeah, let's try some of those. Or actually, yeah, let's just do one exercise that's doing some pinches either at the waist or the shoulders, and I'll just show you quickly. On the shoulders, this is what it looks like to sweep into the space. Leading, following, first tree, first tree, second tree, AM, PM, and then switching sides, swoop, swoop. Noticing again my feet constantly turning, constantly moving, and even. That's what's important, the evenness of the size and the fact that I'm kind of going back and forth like a metronome. That gives me more space. And then once you finally leave the arm in the current and turn it into a break, you still twist with it, right? And you might even have to twist more. Woo! Just to make sure. And if you want to use that opposite hand, cross body, first tree, AM, or following break, pinch break, Right, so you can sweep that arm in. Notice how the point is moving this way, and I'm using this arm the opposite. Swoop, swoop, pinch, 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 pinch. Notice how I always twist. I never don't twist. So, yeah, let's move. Whoa. Let's get some, whether you're at the waist or the shoulders. Let's do a few pinch breaks, get warmed up in that. Then we'll do more. Tom, do you want to add to that?
Слышишь весь мой склад, Хелсон килофакт. Я не вижу вас, демоны избрат. Убегай назад, убегай назад, убегай назад. Ран, ран, no стресс, не ношу на шее крест. Я приду к тебе в кошмарах, тени светит лунный свет. Этот сумрак меня манит, он зовет меня моей маме. Просто кинь на карту пару миллион мани.
Why?
Перестань, хватит врать, самому себе писать. Я не буду повторять. Ран, ран.
I think especially for the people that just watched that weren't hooping, that you should talk about that one.
Oh, we're definitely going to. Oh, wait, am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay. No, we're definitely going to talk about that one. I want to warm up into it a little bit. This is a workshop that I really love teaching, is these break variations and kind of moving really into pinches. Pinches are like really rich with possibility because we realize, because we're breaking, especially at the shoulders with this small space, we have got a lot of space to move around in. So we're going to use our arms in that space in different ways. We're used to kind of like the conventional dern, dern, dern. That's kind of like the easiest way to get that point back and forth. But once we start using kind of alternative ways, then we can also use more of the space. And I wanted to talk about a fun one that I was playing with, that where we can, you can just do this even if you're just waist hooping and just doing basic breaks. You can A, turn, B, sweep into that outer space with your second tree or leading hand, following the point, turning evenly, and then instead of doing the pinch break right there at the kind of the same break point that you would use for these familiar breaks, letting the arm go further and letting the break contact happen further around the body, okay? And it means loosening the arm that you've been treating, in this kind of like bam, really straight. That's one of the things about the original pinch break, but actually we can allow that arm to go with the current further and catch that breaking point behind the body. And those are so much fun. Yeah, and then, actually I was remembering Victoria Laviolette, because she used to do these amazing, this is also a different way of working with the space, but so this is going to be a little kind of calculus brain type of thing, but the current in this variation, and this is just, for people who are doing consistent breaks at the shoulders, this will be interesting, I think. Don't worry about it if you're not. Go ahead and, work at the waist. But, so, point's going to be going in its current. We've got our PM second tree side familiar. And we're used to like working on the day side. But this time, in this variation, what's really fun is that we take that first tree or AM or following hand and reach around behind. So the point is coming this way, the first tree arm reaches behind, and we get this, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the point is traveling towards, so I'm sorry, this is the second tree. Switch that. I'm so sorry. We have the point traveling in a current, and that leading arm, the PM or second tree, goes behind the body. Point comes around, and then as the point travels across, I'm trying to get a good, oh, here we go. As the point travels across the back body, second tree arm goes behind and then goes outside. Whoops, see, this is barely, it's really hard to get, oh, here we go. So here's the point traveling around. It's about to come into my day side. As that happens, my second tree arm flies up underneath the current as far across as it can, and I go up under and I can break right here. Okay, and I'm going to try to show a few of these, but I remember her doing this, and that was so much fun. Okay, so the hoop is going this way. I'm going to use that arm, to the right, so I'm going to take my right arm. I go behind. I try to, see if I can just keep my arm back there so that I can hoop comfortably. Then I reach up, into the current. That one was a terrible one.
No, that was pretty cool.
Because, well, this one was falling down. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try. This one might be better. Yes. And as you can see, I was not facing y'all. But, again, I have to twist. Yeah, there we go. With the current. These are really hard, but they're very satisfying. Okay, so that's a fun.
I want to speak a little. I want to speak a little HoopPath language. Just interjection here.
Yeah.
So what Ann is doing, in HoopPath terms, is a PM or second tree break on the night side, so that she's coming around. She's not reaching across the body. She's reaching across from the back side, and that is what's making the stop. So it is. She is making the stop. She was leading it with the first tree hand at first, but she's catching it with the second tree behind the back, so it's pretty badass. But that's just I'm just translating into HoopPath language there.
And this is my kind of original. This is my hoop that I used for 10 years. This is a 31, Rachel. So this is the hoop that I used for 10 years. But I still prefer this for core and for demonstrating core techniques. But let's do a song, and how about try some of this? You have some choices. You can do space exploration. At the waist, you can turn that waist pinch into a kind of a night pinch, by letting that arm go all the way around the back.
Just to be clear, it's the arm the hoop is going towards, but instead of stopping it right at sunset, you're stopping it way across right before sunrise. So she's reaching way into her night to stop that. Yeah, I can't find my hoop. That would make sense.
That was so much fun. And then up at the shoulders, the space exploration.
Everybody in the house, put your hands up to the clouds. Everybody, to the clouds, 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 to the
Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up.
With me.
Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up.
With me.
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 middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up.
With me.
Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up.
Everybody in the house, put your hands up to the clouds. Everybody in the house, put your hands up to the clouds. Everybody, put your hands up, 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 put your hands up.
Put your middle fingers up.
With me.
Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers up. Put your middle fingers.
Okay.
Put your middle.
All right, Anna. So we're past the 8 o'clock time. That's my bad because we started late, but I think we should keep going. A few more exercises anyway, guys. We're gonna go.
I think I'm good, right?
We're gonna go over the time limit tonight. Yeah, and so we're gonna go over the time limit a little bit. If you have to peel off, I totally understand. I know a lot of you have commitments. Again, sorry for the late start. We had some technical difficulties here. So, Ann, what do you want to work on next?
Well, I'm thinking, yeah, let's extend. These are some really fun variations, and I wanted to address what Louisa was saying. So my advocacy in this is almost always going to be looking at your turn, because a lot of time where we're losing space, where we can't get it going again, especially at the shoulders, usually one of our, we're kind of lagging in our steps. We're not being equal. Like, I mean that, this equanimity, this equilibrium, which is such an important metaphor to embody right now, like feeling yourself in the middle of your body and not just favoring your strong side, and Bax used to always talk about the little sister and the little sister side and how the little sister side cannot get stronger if she's not allowed to move. So this coming into both sides of the body, it's also that engine that's gonna propel you back into current after the break. Because a lot of times we break the hoop and then we kind of panic. Oh my God, it's gonna stop. And it's like, yes, it's gonna stop, but we're gonna take all that momentum, and that's what the twist is about. And taking that twist into the current that you're breaking and then into the new current. So that's gonna also be true with these pinch variations. But what's cool, okay, so now hopefully we all have some experience with pinching, and we can do these variations, at the waist or at the shoulders. But this one, actually, if you haven't tried this, kind of letting the second tree arm go with the current, making that pinch, and instead of just stopping the arm, letting the arm wrap. I call these core wraps from the shoulders. Once you're on the shoulders, your arm has this kind of nice opportunity to wrap around the night side, around the lower back. And that is it's a very simple kind of extension of the pinch, but it really changes the whole technique into something different. As we can all see, twisting into it and using that time is really different than just going like, which is, part of what we do as dancers is just begin to use rhythm and space in different ways. So wrapping, allowing that second tree arm to wrap around the body, zamp. Oh, I keep not doing, here we go. So that's one variation. Then we can also do the core wrap with the opposite arm, the first tree or following arm. So just for some practice, I'm in left current, but I'm using my right arm, okay? And that's going to turn into a pinch, and here would be just a regular pinch, a kind of a straight arm. That would be an old school pinch. But we can also wrap around, woo! Wrapping the first tree arm around the core. And then we take the other arm, the inner arm, and wrap it along with the current. That's a cool effect as well. So I like to, use these. Zoom, zoo, zoo. Okay, are we?
We have a request.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yes, it's showing. I'm very sorry if I'm moving too fast for everybody. It's so hard to know.
I tell you what. Let's do one
Without
song
feedback.
and let people practice, and then we're gonna come back. And I want to honor Luisa's request.
Yes.
And let's do a song so they can practice rapping.
Okay.
And then we're gonna come back and we'll talk a little bit about quick breaks for Luisa, and then we'll call it a night.
Okay.
So this is free hoop. Or not free hoop, but this is a song to practice rapping and the other things. Maybe you could show those a few more times. What I like about this move is that this is a sort of two-handed move that she's doing, and that's what really sells it. So one hand is going to make the stop behind her. I mean, in a weird way, they're kind of both making the stops, but one is coming across and sort of, if you remember our class from last week, one of her hands is actually feinting and one is breaking. And just to be clear, it is her PM hand that is breaking, but it's just doing it way at the last second, right? She's got the flexibility. She's wrapping all the way around. She's grabbing it literally right before it goes into sunrise and stopping it. And then for you super geek nerds out there, she is doing a pinch, like essentially, like that arm is actually going so far back onto her day side that she's creating a pinch. She's just doing it in a different way than we would normally do it, but that is a pinch break if there ever was one. A pinch break is defined by you pinching it between 2 points on the body. I didn't mean to take that off of you there.
Another thing that you can do is do a pinch and then just bend the elbow, and then that gives us one of our fun variations that can turn into a really fun kind of sequencing technique. So these are pinches, but my elbow remains bent. That means sometimes I make that second point of contact on my forearm, but then that gives me more force, and I can kind of and then that I can get into some of that emotion. And I'm always twisting, always turning.
Oh. My grandma used to do raps every day, huh? Yeah.
de cuando te parió y te quitó al mundo.
My mic is dead.
Corazón ella no te dio para amar.
Definitely dead. Okay, my mic is mostly dead. Hooping Daily, sweet. She showed up. Shelly, I don't know if our friend Artful Spinnings has been here, Jennifer. But if you weren't here, Jennifer, we missed you. I don't think you've
Most
been
def.
here because usually your awesome presence is felt. Ann, do you have anything? We are way over time right now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
Well, this
you
is
want?
probably. I was realizing I'm probably loading more information, but I'm happy to keep it going. I mean,
Well,
we
let's
can
just
keep
do. Why don't we do one more? Is there anything you want to?
it. Oh.
For the people watching on replay that want to watch this as a whole class, is there any little last part you want to?
I think
throw
just
in?
being patient, to take the time to explore the space. It's going to help your breaks if you take the time to learn to turn evenly and learn to sweep into the inner and outer space. That's going to bring a lot out of your breaks and paddles. I guarantee it.
Also,
And
if
I meant. Oh, go ahead. So go ahead. Oh yeah, and if anybody has any requests for next time, I was just going to say to Bags, or anybody has any more requests for tonight, but I was saying we can do breaks part 3 in the future. We can just kind of talk about breaks on the regular, but because it's interesting, you can build into the more that you. Okay, you want to do those here? Oh, okay. So which? Oh, you mean just the series? Oh, okay. Well, one of the things, the learning. Yes, I am. So basically, yeah, I was just getting the. I didn't mean to forget about you, Louisa. I didn't actually know exactly what y'all meant by that, but now I realize. So it's like, as far as series of breaks, quick series. So thinking about series, you can also think of it as, or quick breaks, you can think of it as a sequence of breaks, like, without a rotation in between. If it's a rotation in between, you're going to turn with it, and I'll show you how this works. So, yeah, totally. Well, I was just saying how to, as opposed to that, when you do the really quick ones, you don't take the steps, and you don't keep turning, you just keep twisting. Okay, so here's the series of second tree breaks at the shoulders, the regular kind. Then we've got a series of first tree breaks at the shoulders. Yeah. And then we've got this series of, these kind of elbow pinches where we're actually using more of the arm. And so you'll see how keeping my feet planted and twisting dramatically at the waist. And for those of us, yoga helps with this, weightlifting, things that keep you centered and balanced and strong, helps with twist, 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 twist. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I think, and then these hugs come from, this is another kind of break where you're thinking about doing a one tree break with both hands on the same point from beneath the current. And when you do that, that actually gives you practice with reaching across with your first tree hand. And then when you do them really fast, it ends up looking like you're hugging the hoop. And the point is dun 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 dun, dun from core to hand, 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 core to hand. But the twist is always there. So you'll see that all these breaks, I have got a twist in between. Something you got to work your way into, but it'll happen. I was kind of not getting far enough this way enough. But no, I think this is a lot of info. Oh yeah, Bax, do you want to say, here, Bax? No, I don't want the mic. Okay, Bax swears he doesn't want the mic. We're gonna do or you want to do a free hoop or no? We're gonna do a quick free hoop. We'll do a quick free hoop. I'm gonna use my little hoop. And if anybody has any questions, just put it in the chat, message us. We'll see you next week. Oh, no class on Monday for Memorial Day. I don't think so. I think that's gonna. I'm not gonna be here. But anyway, next Thursday, I'll be in town next Thursday. We could do breaks again next Thursday if y'all want to. Mwah. Thank you. And thank you, Bax.